Did you know that a family of four, on average, throws away 2 months of groceries every year? 2 months worth. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, this is about $1,500 worth of food. Uneaten food is money wasted. To save money while eating healthy, minimizing food waste is a powerful strategy. My name is Emma. I am the nutrition coordinator at Project Share, a food pantry in Carlisle. As the nutrition coordinator, I'm passionate about helping individuals and families find ways to eat healthy when budgets are tight. Eating healthy on a budget can be challenging, but it's not impossible. There are countless ideas on how to eat healthy on a budget. Going to discount grocery stores, shopping sales, buying in bulk as your budget allows, making home-cooked meals instead of eating out, and more. But I'm going to spend my time today talking about ways to minimize food waste. When we're careful about reducing food waste, we save so much money. This really is a powerful tool to eating healthy while not breaking the bank. In this lesson, I'm going to share 3 ways to minimize food waste. They are 1, store food properly, 2, be a savvy label reader, specifically understanding sell by, use by, and best by dates, and 3, have a plan for food that needs to be used quickly before spoiling. Let's chat about each of these a little bit more in depth. We'll start by talking about storing food properly. Some of the most perishable items on our grocery lists are also the most expensive, like fresh fruits and vegetables and fresh meat. Dairy can also spoil quickly. With that in mind, it is especially important to store these items properly to extend their shelf life as long as possible. First things first, when you are returning from the grocery store or food pantry with perishable items, make sure to put them in the fridge or freezer as soon as you get home. Also, it's helpful to know where to store perishable items for best storage. Some fruits and vegetables last longer when stored in the pantry. Some do best on a countertop, while other produce lasts the longest when refrigerated. For example, to maximize freshness, keep garlic, onions, sweet potatoes, and potatoes in your pantry. Keep bananas, citrus, like oranges and lemons, and tomatoes on the countertop. And keep other fruits and vegetables in the fridge to maintain their freshness. It's also a good idea to store fruits and vegetables separately from each other. Some produce can cause other produce to ripen more quickly, so it's best to store those items separately. Produce that should be stored separately include apples, bananas, broccoli, cauliflower, cucumbers, pears, and watermelon. Keep these items in their own location to keep your other fruits and vegetables from ripening too quickly. As far as meat is quickly perishable when kept in the fridge. For example, fish, ground meat, and chicken are only good in your fridge for up to 2 days. Steaks, chops, and roasts last slightly longer, with them lasting for about 5 days. Extend the storage of your meat safely by freezing. If you will not be using the meat in your fridge quickly, it's best to store it in the freezer. When ready to use it, defrost and prepare. This wraps up tip number 1, store food properly. Let's move to tip number 2, be a savvy label reader. Most foods contain dates on them. Sometimes they have a use by date, other times it's a sell by date, and sometimes you'll see a best by date. It's helpful to understand what these dates mean because it may not be what you think. Many people are surprised to find out that these dates are not expiration dates, and they do not mean that food is unsafe to eat after the dates listed. In fact, most foods can be eaten well past their sell by, use by, or best by dates when stored properly. So, what do they mean? Most times, these dates are indicators of quality. Let's take a closer look. Sell-by dates are found on refrigerated foods like milk, yogurt, lunch meats, packaged salads, and fresh meat. Grocery stores are required to sell these items before the date listed on the package, but that does not mean these items are unfit to eat. A sell-by date indicates that a food is perishable and should be sold quickly from the grocery store for best quality of the product. When stored properly, these foods are still safe to consume after a sell-by date. And then there are use-by and best-by dates. Food companies often add these dates to indicate when a food is at its peak quality. After these dates, food is still safe to consume, but may slowly decrease in quality and nutrients. Use-by and best-by dates are often found on dry, shelf-stable foods like crackers, canned vegetables, and canned fruits. These items can still be eaten safely, but know that quality may have changed slightly. One of my favorite resources to help me figure out if a food is still safe to consume is to refer to the Food Keeper app on foodsafety.gov's website. Let me show you how it works. Say you have an open tub of yogurt in your fridge and you aren't sure if it's still safe to eat. Pull up the Food Keeper app and search for yogurt. When you do, you'll see that yogurt is safe to eat for up to 2 weeks after the date of purchase when opened. If it has been less than 2 weeks since your purchase and it smells and tastes okay, don't throw the yogurt away yet. Here's another example. Eggs. Eggs are still good 5 weeks after their sell-by date. And one more example. Say you have a bag of whole wheat flour you're slowly using. When you check the Food Keeper app, you'll find that whole wheat flour can be stored in the pantry for 12 months from the date of its purchase. An even better idea is to keep your whole wheat flour in the fridge or freezer to double its shelf life. The Food Keeper app is a great tool to help you determine what food is still safe and acceptable to eat, and can help you extend the life of the food in your fridge and pantry. You can find the app along this web link. This wraps up tip number 2, be a savvy label reader. And finally, for tip number 3, have a plan. Have a plan for food that needs to be used quickly. I personally like to have a few recipes up my sleeve that can be adapted and adjusted based on what I need to use in my fridge before throwing it away. I call these meal templates. No matter what food I have on hand, I can use a meal template to create a delicious meal. For example, if I have broccoli and bell peppers on hand, I can make a stir fry. Or I can also make a stir fry with carrots and snap peas. The variations are endless. Other great meal template ideas are foil packets. I listed a meal template recipe here for you. Other ideas are soup and grain bowls and casseroles. I'm also a big fan of roasting a pan of vegetables with veggies that are beginning to wilt. Roasting revives them and creates a new use for them. I also recommend freezing as much as you can when you'll not be able to use a food before it spoils. One of my go-to resources is the National Center for Home Food Preservation, nchfp.uga.edu. Again, that's nchfp.uga.edu. They have a fantastic and extensive guide on how to freeze any food you can think of. For example, did you know you can freeze onions and bell peppers by just chopping them and then throwing them in the freezer without having to do any other work? This process is the same for berries and various fruits. Before throwing food away, I like to check this guide and see if I can freeze the item instead. This has saved me so much money by helping me maintain a well-stocked freezer. In summary, to be a food waste buster, follow these 3 tips. Store food properly, be a savvy label reader, and have a plan. Before I wrap up, I wanted to let you know about resources available to you through Project Share. If you or someone you know needs help providing food for themselves or their family, Project Share is here to support you. We provide food to the community in 2 ways. We coordinate a monthly distribution in which we provide $200 worth of groceries to each family who comes. If you receive SNAP benefits, you are most likely also able to come to Project Share's distribution. If you have questions about if you qualify to receive food from our food pantry, call us at 717-249-7773. Again, that's 717-249-7773. Another resource we have, which is available to the entire community, regardless of your income, is our farm stand. Our farm stand is open twice a week, on Tuesdays from 3 to 5 and Thursdays from 12 to 2. Families and individuals who come to our farm stand leave with free fruits and vegetables, milk, bread, and eggs. Everyone is welcome. If you have any questions or want to learn more, you can visit Project Share's website at projectsharepa.org or call us at 717-249-7773. Thank you, and don't forget to be a food waste buster.